Hello and welcome to Victory Study Point. Today's topic of current affair is Sri Lanka seeks to set relations with India. Means today's topic is based on international relations. So the topic is going to be very interesting. So you all know about the today's topic that we are going to discuss about India and Sri Lanka's relations, how their relations are going to be developed now. What is the context of today's current affairs? Sri Lanka's new High Commissioner designated to India through the nation's new integrated country strategy for India aims to restore ties with it. Now have a look on the backgrounds of India-Sri Lankan relations. In recent years, the Indo-Sri Lankan bilateral relationships has been increasingly dominated by a transactional approach that has resulted in a growing trust deficit between the two nations. The bilateral relationship has been under strain over a number of issues. Cancelled port project. It was a major project that was going to be held between India and Sri Lanka, but it was cancelled due to some issues. So we want to discuss about it here. In February 2021, Sri Lanka had scrapped the East Container Terminal project of Colombo, signed in 2019 with India. Now you know what is the port project. This came amid other signs of China gaining the upper hand in infrastructure deals in Sri Lanka. Means it was cancelled due to the interference of China. Fisherman's issue. A fisherman's issue raised in the past, so it was related to the India and Sri Lanka's relations, so we have to discuss about it. A major source of concern for the bilateral relationships has been the conflict in the Palk Bay. Now you know, you are here, have a look on the word Palk Bay. If you don't know what was the Palk Bay, I am going to tell you here. You can see this one here. This is the boundary of Sri Lanka and this is the boundary of India, as you can see, and here is this is the sea and you can see bay, and this bay is literally called the Palk Bay. Now I think you are very clear about the Palk Bay. What is the Palk Bay? So Sri Lankan fishermen object to Indian using bottom trawlers and fishing illegally along their coast. There have been arrests of Indian fishermen which has led considerable backlash in India. So now I want to back you to the page again. You can see a red line here. This is a red line, you can see here. This line is called International Maritime Boundary Line. Please understand this. This line is called International Maritime Boundary Line. Please note it down. So after the boundary line to Sri Lanka, this is the place of Sri Lanka and this place is belong to the India. So the coastal peoples of India and the coastal peoples of Sri Lanka can do fishing in their areas only, but when the Indian people reach the line and go through the line, because you know this is the imaginary line, this is not the line which is drawn in the sea. So sometimes when people are fishing, they can cross the line. Some Indian people crossed the line and Sri Lankan police arrested them. So it was the issue of the fishermen. I think it issue is very clear to you. Now India overlooking Sri Lanka's request for finance support. India is overlooking to the request of financing support of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is requesting to support him financially by India. Sri Lanka has expressed disappointment over the lack of movement on the requests it made to India for assistance, including a debt repayment waiver for 3 years and separate currency swap for $1 billion to help with economic crisis. Economic aspects. The negotiations for economic and technological cooperation agreement have been remained deadlocked. Sri Lanka has been complaining of increasing protectionism and limited market access in India. Now some details about that. Sri Lanka integrated country strategy for India purpose is building connectivity between the two nations, promoting trade and investment as well as religious exchanges. The report recommends speeding up the West Container Terminal project that Sri Lanka offered after cancelling the ACT project, as well as the Trincomalee oil tank farm and other pending projects involving India. It advocates an interagency committee on trade, investment and tourism to increase foreign direct investment for India as well as export from Sri Lanka. The strategy paper advises promoting exchanges of Buddhist and Hindu scholars as well as Sri Lankan Catholic pilgrims. So I think you are very clear on this, and now move to the conclusions. Bound by geography, economics, culture, history and democratic values, India Sri Lanka bilateral relations hold immense potential as well as significance for both the nations. So I think this is all that you need to know about the India Sri Lanka relations happening in the current, no more than it and no less. Thank you very much. Subscribe the channel for more updates. If you like the video, please like and share it. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Keep learning, keep moving, and please subscribe to our channel for more updates.